Shinkansen, also called bullet train, is a perfect choice when you travel from Tokyo to Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, and further. But it can be a little confusing. There are lots of different information, unfamiliar Japanese name, and different system from your country. So today, let's go over 8 typical mistakes that travelers might make in Japan and find the best train ticket and solution for you. And first of all, Shinkansen is separated to 2 major different systems divided in Tokyo station. One going to west of Tokyo to Kyoto, Osaka, and the one going to north to Tohoku, Hokkaido, or Hokuriku region. And the system is different, and it can be a little too much information if I put in this video. So today, I'd like to focus on this one going to west. And the first mistake you might make is choosing wrong train. So to make it easy to understand for you, let me quickly explain the names of the trains and the types of the trains. This line is called Tokaido Shinkansen from Tokyo to Osaka, and further line is called Sanyo Shinkansen. From Fukuoka, it's called Kyushu Shinkansen. This has 3 different companies on 3 different lines of Shinkansen, but it's all through service. From Tokyo, it only goes to Hakata Station in Fukuoka City, but from Osaka, it goes further to Kyushu Island. And from Tokyo, you see 3 different types of trains. 1. Nozomi, Hikari, and Kodama. And Nozomi means hope. It's the fastest one that stops 3 stations on Tokyo side. Tokyo, Shinagawa, Shin-Yokohama. Go to Nagoya, Kyoto, and Shin-Osaka. Station that stops is fixed, and all Nozomi train stop at the same station. And the second fastest one is Hikari. And this one stops 2 or 3 more additional stations to Nozomi. So in case you use Japan Rail Pass, this Hikari is your choice without any additional charge. The slowest one that stops all stations is Kodama. So I said slowest or the fastest, but actually the speed it runs is almost the same. It's fast Shinkansen speed. All the difference is the time it takes to arrive at the destination and the number of the stops it makes. And the reason Kodama takes about 1 hour extra than Nozomi is, it stops all stations and every station it passed by the train coming after. So recently I filmed from Tokyo to Nagoya on the Kodama train, and I was passed by 13 trains. So a lot. So you might wonder which train to choose. And unless you have a specific desire of being passed by other trains or like to see trains, maybe you can choose Nozomi train. Because Nozomi train runs most frequently in the morning time, sometimes every 3-5 minutes to longest maybe 10 minutes you see the train leaving from Tokyo station. And Hikari train is the second one. And this is not a wrong choice, but this takes a little more time. So usually you don't have that much reason to take it, or unless you have to go to the station, Hikari stops. And the slowest one is Kodama. And there is certain types of the reason that I took it before, and maybe you might be the same. So let's talk about it a little later in the ticket section. And the second mistake is choosing wrong seat. So now that you decide which train to take, it's time to decide your seat, or I should say your comfort. Whichever train you choose, Tokaido Shinkansen has 3 types of the cars. Green cars, which is like the first class car, and ordinary cars that has the kind of like a regular seat. All green cars are reservation only, but this ordinary car, which is like the second class car, has a reserved seat and non-reserved seat. So let's go over about the green car first. Obviously, green car is a little more expensive. For example, from Tokyo to Kyoto, it can be about like $30-40 difference. And is it worth it to pay that extra? There are 2 notable differences. The seat widths are much wider on the green car. The ordinary car has 5 rows on every car, 2 seats on the Mount Fuji side, 3 rows on the Pacific Ocean side. The seats can be a little narrow, but the front has enough space. But in case you are traveling by yourself, or in case you travel 2 people and sitting on the 3-row part, someone come next to you and it can be a little feeling tight. And for green car, it's 2 and 2 on both sides. Has much wider space, a little more space in front too. The seat is much thicker and has footrest, seat warmer, reading light, comfortableness is another level. And another benefit of the being green card is you can order food online. And the food cost is not included in the green card's price. But you can order hot coffee, ice cream, and some light lunchbox. You can have it delivered to your seat. So that is a great benefit now that they don't sell anymore any food or drinks on the ordinary cards. So considering that if this is your special travel for you in Japan, if you like comfort, I think the price difference is very much worth it. Everyone has different opinions, so please let me know in the comment if you have experienced both one. Now let's go over which is better, non-reserved seat or reserved seat. And this can be a little different, depends on where you get on the Shinkansen. Reserved seat, your seat is guaranteed. So you get on the train and you find your number and you don't have to worry to get rushed to the station and find a seat. Non-reserved seat is first come, first serve. If you find a spot, you can get that seat. Ticket is usually slightly cheaper for non-reserved seat. And which is better really depends on your preference. And also, which station you get on the trains. I always like the reserved seat because I can get your seat guaranteed and I don't want to rush to the station. But recently, I started to change my mind a little bit because I always use Tokyo station in the first station, so almost guaranteed that I can get seat. Especially for Nozomi, it has a frequent service. And also, the good thing is you can move the seat when someone said to eat kind of really like a good flavored, strong smell bento. That is something you can do only when you're on non-reserved seat. So if you like your seat guaranteed, reserved seat is better. Also, when you have to take reserved seat is when you get on from the middle station. The train depart on Tokyo side only from Tokyo station. And Osaka side is only Shin Osaka station. And further is like Hiroshima and Hakata. And in the past video, I tried 4 different segments on non-reserved seat if I can get a seat. From Tokyo to Shin Osaka, Shin Osaka to Okayama, Okayama to Kyoto, Kyoto to Tokyo. And the Nozomi train going to Kyoto got pretty full at Shin Osaka station. But on the next day, I took Hikari instead of Nozomi, as Nozomi was so busy, and it was empty. So it takes a little more time, but it's a good idea to take Hikari train's non-reserved seat too. From Tokyo station, you can get non-reserved seat. If you are getting on Shinagawa, Shin-Yokohama, there is a slight chance that you might not be able to get seat. And when it comes to this Shinagawa station or Tokyo station, there is always a debate which is better. I usually use Tokyo station as it's easier. It's a start station, the train stopping at the platform longer, so it's easy. I don't have to rush so much. But in Shinagawa station, train comes so frequently and stops really short time. Recently there was a comment that he got a wrong train at Shinagawa station. I feel like that is more likely to happen in Shinagawa station. So you might want to pay attention to the number of the trains as when your ticket, because really, lots of train comes like 3 minutes and you have to be on the right one. And in case you take non-reserved seat, you might want to make sure the number of the people in front of you in the line and maybe see the inside the train and can I get it? Can I get a seat? Maybe you can be on because train door close very quickly. But obviously, maybe you cannot get seat. It is so full. Maybe you can wait for the next one. And the third mistake is not making reservation. There are several ways to purchase ticket. At the counter or ticket machine at the station, or make reservation on the official site and use the agency site like Klook. And actually, if you don't want to be stressed about it, if you don't want to do anything online, you can actually purchase at the station. Unless it's a really busy season, you can find the Shinkansen ticket. Maybe not right after, but you can find in 30 minutes or 1 hour, as long as you are not that picky about the seat. But if you are in a big group and you want to sit together, or if you are traveling on the busy time, definitely it's better to make reservation in advance. So official sites, there are 2 websites. One by JR Central called Smart EX and JR West Reservation. I personally use Smart EX as I based in Tokyo, but you can choose either one. So again, you can purchase at the station too, but there are some cases that are must to purchase in advance. And that is when you want to get a discount. And also when you have a oversized luggage. So from my experience, the Shinkansen seats are filled from the window side of the mountain side and ocean side. So in case you like to get a seat, you might want to make reservation. Smart EX or JR West reservation, you can choose a seat from the list of the seat map. So in Japanese train system, there is no dynamic pricing that when it's getting full, it gets very expensive. When it's empty, it's very low price. So you don't have to worry to rush to purchase it. Because it doesn't get that expensive. But it also means there's no much discount. In this Smart EX site, there is some way to get discount. And that is called Hayatoku. And Hayatoku 21 is a popular one that you can purchase from a month before the travel date up to 21 days prior to the travel date. But recently, this slot of Hayatoku 21 sold out very quickly when it started to get on sale a month before. Usual Smart EX ticket or even counter ticket, you can change the train to later one. But if you have this discount ticket, you cannot change. You only can cancel with a fee of 320 yen. In case you cannot make it, you need to cancel online before it gets too late. If you are having a regular reservation without this discount, you can change to later trains. And next mistake is paying the full price. I already talked about this kind of different Hayatoku fares, but there are some more ways to save for this EX site specifically, and that is using the tours. There are two types, and one is using Puratto Kodama, which you only get the train ticket, but this is considered to be tours. And the second one is a package tour including the hotels. It's types of the tour you choose online and no tour conductors some kind of follows you. It's only you just get the package including the round-trip Shinkansen and hotels in destination. This Puratto Kodama is a discounted ticket that you can be on the either ordinary car or green cars with discounted price, but you can be only on Kodama train, which is the slowest. This is a great way to travel on the green car with reasonable price, which is much cheaper than ordinary price of the regular ticket. So I've taken it similar times, but I like it because I always need some planning time before I do travel to the destination. Like I have to film this, so I like having enough time on the Shinkansen. Also, it's green car, so it's much more comfortable. The only thing you might want to be careful is this Kodama train's green car doesn't have the food system that you can order. That is only Nozomi and Hikari. Also, this Puratto Kodama is not set to all stations. So I've only taken from Tokyo to Nagoya and Kyoto, but some stations not applicable. So, okay, this is cheaper, so let me buy it and get off in the middle. You cannot do that. This is a tour ticket, and in case you get off, the ticket will be void. So you have to pay for the full price. In case you use a tour, you might want to be careful to check the terms and conditions. And another one is the package tours, and sometimes depends on the season, and sometimes depends on the season you visit. From Tokyo to Kyoto, for the almost with the round trip ticket price of the Shinkansen, you can get one night hotel in Kyoto for free, price-wise. Then recently, the hotel is getting expensive, so it can be, depending on the date, a little bit difficult, but you can find much more reasonable package. So more details about how to use this, I talked about this where to stay in Kyoto videos last part. And next mistake is bringing oversized luggage without reservation. There are some misunderstanding that you don't have to make reservation for oversized luggage anymore, but you still need to make reservation for oversized luggage. Oversized luggage is 160 centimeters, which is 62 inches or so, for total dimension of the suitcase. In that case, you have to make a reservation for the seat that has a space behind you. Before, there was a seat that comes with a space on the aisle of the Tokaido Shinkansen. That is now open for anyone, but that place is for regular sized suitcases. So if you have regular suitcases, you don't want to put up to the overhead luggage compartment. You can use that aisle space, and there is a system that you can lock with your IC card. But if you have the oversized luggage, it's definitely must to book the seat has a space behind you. So the best idea is to travel lighter, but everyone has a different reason to have lots of luggage. So in case you have lots of luggage, you can get that seat. And there is no additional fee for these seats. So you might want to make reservation in advance if you have big luggage. And official rule-wise, if you bring in the oversized luggage, you will get charged 1,000 yen if you didn't make those reservations. So I'm not sure if someone is really have charged, but that is something good to know. But definitely for the ease of mind, good to have the seat reserved. And again, official rule-wise, you cannot bring in the large suitcases, which is over 160 centimeters, to non-reserved seat. And next mistake is not bringing drinks and foods at all to the Shinkansen. And unless you stay on the green cards, there is no selling of the food or drinks on the Shinkansen. On the Tokyo station or any station you get on the Shinkansen, you might want to make sure you have enough drinks and snacks or foods when you get on the train before you board on the Shinkansen. This is very rare case, but in past few years, there were a few times the Shinkansen stopped for a long time, and that could be hours and hours. And there's one anime writer was stuck on the train, and she was drawing it that it was just so thirsty, and they give away the water, emergency water, but it was just lots of passengers, so it really takes time until they start to give away the water. So hungry, thirsty, that is not the situation you might want to be in it. You can stay on the seat, so it might be okay. But in case something happens, it's always good to bring extra water and food. So Tokaido Shinkansen is very safe, but that is something you can prepare to be more comfortable. And of course, it's more fun if you have more snacks and drinks. They sell tons of coffees and beers and drinks on the station platform. And mistake number 7 is missing the train. This is probably the least thing you might want to do, but it happens. Like if you are not used to the stations, it sometimes can take extra time, especially in the busy stations. There are lots of crowds, you don't know where to go, and you have to purchase a bento box, drinks, and you have to go through the complicated gate system. It can be a little confusing and takes more time than you think. There is no official rule. You can go to the station like 5 minutes before and you can jump on it, but maybe it's good to go at least like 20-30 minutes before. That's what I always do. And if you are type of the person, maybe you miss the train always, maybe you can get non-reserved seat or get a regular Smart EX ticket. So you can change the ticket online. When you get on the train, there are 3 ways on Tokaido Shinkansen. There's a QR code that shows on your phone and tag your reservation information to IC card, transportation IC card you get in Japan, like a Suica Passmo, or you use a conventional paper ticket. In case you use a QR code or IC card, each person in your group has to have the smartphone or IC card. When you are traveling with families or different groups and you want to take care of everything, you probably can issue the paper ticket using the information in the Smart EX or Klook or other site. And there's some confusion because you have to process 2 things: leave the gate and enter the Shinkansen gate. And usually you can do the process of entering the Shinkansen gate first. So show the QR code on your phone to the machine and tap the IC card you came to there. And that is something you can do. And last mistake is forgetting to get off at station. Shinkansen is very punctual, so the time the doors open is much shorter than you think probably. When you hear the announcement like next is we are soon arriving Kyoto, you can stand up, put the coat, put the luggage down, and maybe walk to near the door. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the trip on Shinkansen. Have a great trip to Japan. Have a great week until the next video.